YouTube, what it do? What's up? I know it's been like a month since I've uploaded a video. I've done a lot of shorts. Not really sure what type of content I'm gonna make. I want to do both. It's not an excuse for why I've been gone. It's just lack of having time to sit down and actually record. Anyway, to make a long story short, this is gonna be a follow up to my cardio video. Not really sure how I agree with that video now because my opinions are always changing considering the field we're in. But I still think it's a good video. You should tap in and and watch. Long story short, Endomorph. Do I really agree with the term now? Can't say I do, based off just information I've seen. But just to keep it generalized, I'm gonna tell you what I did, tell me in my weight loss journey, and then you guys can take what you think is beneficial and take what you don't think is beneficial. One thing is an endomorph, right? Typically a person who's more built or like they can hold fat easily, right? That's a good example of how to describe an endomorph. Someone like me, where like before I started working out, I was like 270, 280 compared to me now where I'm 220, completely look different. Where you don't get me wrong, as an endomorph, it's not necessarily a bad thing, right? But you're able to hold on muscle a lot easier. Not muscle, fat, correction. You can also hold on to muscle though. So it's not like I'm necessarily wrong when I say that. But in regards to where you can hold on to muscle and fat simultaneously compared to like an ectomorph or a mesomorph, where they're a little different. If you guys are interested in videos on that, I can also make that. But for the time being, let's focus on an endomorph. So one thing as an endomorph that's gonna really help you is cardio. Obviously, it's just not selective only to endomorphs. It's gonna help everybody. But one thing that truly helped me is cardio. Most people overcomplicate cardio. It's not that hard. It's pretty straightforward. One way you could do cardio is find something you enjoy. Me, treadmill. I'll put on a YouTube video. I'll watch on Netflix, or you watch you. I don't care what you do. The point is, you gotta find something you know you can do long term. I know people who enjoy doing the Stairmaster for 45 minutes. Congrats. I could never do that. But if that's something where you feel like you can do that long term, I'll go more in depth in my cardio video. But the point is, cardio is going to be your best friend. Definitely something you should invest in if that's something you're trying to do. Another thing, food, creatine, protein. I've made videos on this. But just to make a long story short, your body recovers quickly. Well, not to say recovers quickly, but you're able to handle working out more intense. So the split I would recommend is chest try, back by. Purely have a cardio day. I have a purely cardio day. Shoulders, calves, abs, and triceps. A little interesting now that I'm looking back on it, but you know, that's what I put. You put legs, can't forget your legs, and cardio again. Granted, you can implement it in different ways, how you want to use it. But for me, this is what I use. Another thing, protein is going to be your best friend. I've realized as I've talked to people, most people aren't taking enough protein. You don't have to do 1 gram if you feel like it's excessive. You could do 0.7 to 1 gram of body weight. Meaning, if you're 200, you might need about, my math might be off. Don't quote me on this. You might need about like 130 grams of protein to 200. The point is, you can always easily put a calculator, put your exact weight, and go from there. Another thing, sleep. Sleep is going to be your best friend in this. Another thing, before I forget, stay hydrated. Let me take some sip of water. Gotta lead by example, of course. So anyway, you gotta find foods that are high in protein, not so much in fats, because that's not what we want. Also, carbs aren't a bad thing. Carbs satiate us. Carbs make us be able to run a mile, be able to do anything. So carbs necessarily aren't a bad thing. You don't have to take pre-workout. I currently don't take pre-workout anymore. I don't feel like I need it. Some people like to use it as a stimulus, but I feel like, I guess it varies to person. But if I were to recommend you a pre-workout, it might be like a C4 or a beta alanine. If you were interested in that, after workout, you could take something similar. The only thing I'd really recommend is like whey protein, like maybe creatine. You also have your supplements. You have fish oil, you have ashwagandha, you have turmeric, you have macaroon. If you ever want me to go in depth into this supplements I'm going to mention in this video, just leave a comment down below. What else would I recommend? Probably vitamin D3 because most people are pretty deficient in that. Oh, speaking of, so you see this stepwatch I have on? So what I like to do is a good frame of reference if you don't want to do any form of cardio at the gym. Get a stepwatch. You don't have to get an expensive one. You can easily use your Apple Watch if you have one of those. And just put it to the limit as you put bare minimum should be 10K. If your limit is 10K, that's about 400 to 500 calories. Granted, I'm now realizing it's not as accurate as you would like it to be because, you know, if I do this, that's easy like maybe 2 calories. So like when we fidget all day, like most people do, that's slightly more calories that you're building on. But an easy to make a long story short, 10 to 12,000. That sounds like a lot, but you can start slowly. You start at 6, 8, 10, 12, 14. Currently, my goal is 20,000. It seems like a lot, but this is my profession. This is something I do full time. So if I can't lead by example, how could I ever try to tell you guys to do something? Good examples of protein. I should mention that. You got eggs, you got fish, you got lean beefs, you got chicken. Of course, look, how can I forget chicken? You got ham. Those are more like saturated fats and stuff. So I wouldn't recommend it, but I would just really stick to my lean stuff as a point of reference of what you could potentially take. Cardio. Is there anything else I'd recommend as a form of cardio? Nope, I think pretty much covered it. Honestly, it's not as complicated as people think it is, being an endomorph. Not sure how I feel about that, but to make a long story short, I just wanted to make a quick video on that. If you have any comments or concerns or you feel like I missed anything, I'll leave it in the description down below. And like and subscribe. Have a good day, guys.